there will not be overlapping because sometimes I feel free and I believe I am not overlapping, that people feel that I am overlapping. But when I go through my studies, I'm not overlapping. So I've also asked Pastor Seth to help us with all these things. And I believe I am not a difficult person at all. I am not a difficult person. We talk a lot here. I heard Sister Rose saying that I said something, something, and this, when someone is making a joke, you see from the person's face. And when the person means something else, you see from the person's face or the person's reaction. I was just making a joke with Sister Rose here. I was not accusing her of anything. And even she said it. I started with something before I added that very thing. It was just a joke. So I'm sorry, Sister Rose, if you felt bad about it. I'm sorry I made that joke. Actually, I don't know how to make jokes, so maybe it is time to make sure that this one joke will be the last one, not to make any joke. So, I heard Brother Paddock also saying, then talking to the pastor, that it will be difficult. It is not difficult to talk to me, but the approach, you know, like Pastor Stell was saying about the culture and things, the approach of doing things is what plays between us. The approach of doing things. And if we say we are really going to go deep into everybody's action, then we can never be here. Actually, the church is also like a hospital that people come to have their healing. All of us, there is something wrong with everybody. I said it several times. There is something wrong with everybody, including myself. My whole problem was not because of what we were talking about that day. The problem was I was not told what we are coming to discuss here. I was not told, and I realized that some people knows about what is about to go on here, and as a leader of the church, I should have known what we are coming to do here. And as I was talking about studies that I have done, even at all, with the committee kind of things, excuse me to say that if you don't get it, don't take it in a hard way. Even if the committee is going to hold a meeting, they even need my permission. If you study theology, you will know this. Even the committee to hold a meeting, they must first tell me we are going to hold a meeting and we are going to talk about this. And then after the meeting, they must give me the feedback. But this, we don't know these things here, you know. So there are so many things that me, I have been flexible with it. I don't bother about it. I don't even talk about it. And all these things sometimes make things difficult for all of us because, like what I've said right now, I don't know how many people will understand or believe that before a committee will meet, they must let me know first that they are going to meet. tell me what they are going to discuss. Some people may argue about this, but that is how it is. I don't talk about it because we are just few. We are not much. So I thought we can just, talk about things, together, and then we make things comes good. But I've seen that we need a kind of a constitution here for us to know our shoe size, our barriers, not to overlap some things. I thought I can just say some things and it will not be a problem. And there's another thing I was also telling Pastor said, we have spiritual things and we have physical things. And as a leader, I just praying to God that maybe all of you one day may become a leader of a church. Not a social group, not a worldly group, but church. To become a leader of a church and you experience the things that I am experiencing, things that I have passed through. There are promptings of God when you fast and pray, directions that God will direct you, things to do. But people will not understand because when God was even telling you those things, nobody was there. It's you alone. When God prompting you with those things, nobody felt it. It's you alone. So when you come and you say it, no, what is he saying? Ordination thing. I'm going to just cut it short. Ordination something. I have to follow the prompting of God to make things happen. And if I had not followed the way God was directing me, the troubles that will arise before the ordination will be greater than or will be worse than after the ordination. So I thank God for what happened. If you read Judges 7 from 1 to 4 there, you have a knowledge little bit about what happened, whereby God told Gideon to take the people to the river and so that they drink from the river, and as they drink, God will choose. And those who drank the water like those who lapped the water like dog with their hands, and those who went on their knees and drank the water, these two people, God chose among these two people, and the 300 were those who lapped the water with their hands like a cup. And the difference is clear. And if you understand the difference between these two people, that I will not say it here. I want each and every one to go and read this scripture and ask God's wisdom to see if you understand the difference between these two people. If you understand the difference between these two people, you understand what happened during the ordination. But altogether, there's been a whole lot of things. My whole problem was I was called to a meeting and I was not told. And a lot of things happened during the meeting, not what I heard, but the way of talking and the action of talking. That was was what was disturbing me and pushed me into that. At a certain point, I even said that, oh, we've had a hot meeting, but this meeting is just going fine. I didn't have any problem with we talking until some other things pop up, you know, and things can come from all of us. So I will not go too far. If you have something, or I've done something and you don't get it, who am I? Approach me and tell me. There was one time I spoke to Brother Pare on the phone and something happened. The next day, I came to your house and I explained to you the way I felt about the whole thing. And we talked about it, me, you, and your wife. That is all. I did not call church meeting and invite you to come and question you in front of everybody. I didn't do that, you see. So you can always tell me what it, even if people are saying things outside. You can call me and let me know this is what people are saying about you, this is what people are saying about the church. So, is it possible we hold a meeting about it and talk about it? So, we can plan a meeting and then we talk about that something. But if you give me a surprise by pointing out question in front of people and why did you do this and you did this and you did this and you come to church late and you do this and I mean almost every human being will get vexed. Almost every human being will get vexed. But I tried to hold it. At a certain point, I couldn't hold it anymore. I've heard it for years. So if one time the thing comes out, it's only one time in our 13 years or two times in our 13 years. I'm sorry for what happened, and if I've offended any of you, I am sorry. And there shouldn't be something like, I don't know how to talk to my pastor, or I'm afraid, or no, there shouldn't be something like that. Let us be free and talk to each other in a respectful way. This is all I want to say now.
Okay. You want to say one or two words about the obedient thing, as you know,
Yeah.
as we discussed.
This obedient thing is 3 years ago. It's 3 years ago. So I've just forgotten about this thing. And the business which came into that thing, even that business is gone, was even given to other people to do. So, being an obedient, we don't have any connection. We don't have any connection. We don't talk. Obedient himself was even so for some, after a year or something, that he realized I don't even bother about the business and that kind of thing. He sent me a voicemail that I shouldn't see him as if he's like what people are saying on the media in Ghana, that he have juju and all these things. And he realized I also start to see him like that. But the business was gone and there's nothing else. Even the business going, Pastor Seth advised me to leave the business to go. Leave it. And then I left it. And the business was gone. So that connection was gone for a long time. was gone for a long time. And I have even deleted him out of my telephone. When he sent me that message, it took me even by surprise because I don't even have his number on my telephone anymore. I don't have anything doing with Obinim. It is gone long time. So I was somehow surprised to hear that people saying Obinim this, Obinim that, Obinim 3 years ago. So if I've met somebody 3 years ago and there are some controversies about this person, so the thing still follows my life everywhere I go. But if people are talking about it and they don't understand something about it and they want to ask me to say something about it, then people can always ask something about, as a leader, people can always ask something about anything that we don't understand this, we don't understand that, and this. But the approach, the way it was done that day, it was not fair. I'm sorry to say, the way it was done that very day, it was not fair. Me and Obinim, we are not friends. We are not friends. We are not friends. I don't know what else I have to say about Obinim. We are not friends. Me and Obinim, we are not friends.
I think that assurance is what they need. So just giving them the assurance is important.
We are not, me and Obinim, we are not friends. It's about 3 years ago something. We are not friends. We are not friends. We are not friends. And me, myself, I don't even think I want Obinim even to be my friend. I don't think I want him to be my friend because of the business. That was why he was little bit welcome. But the business even didn't go through. So why do I even have to waste my time with Obinim? And since that time, 3 years ago, I said it even here that it is finished with Obinim. Obinim thing is finished. So after 3 years, why do I even have to be repeating this whole thing? It's like someone has seen me with Obinim in a nightclub or Obinim church or Obinim this, or see me with Obinim somewhere, see me with Obinim sitting somewhere. That 3 years ago thing was gone. It is gone. If someone after that 3 years you have seen me anywhere with Obinim, then you can say it. We saw you with Obinim here, we saw you in his church, we saw you. But if you have something like that, then you can just say it. But there's nothing like that.
Just to help it along the way, Solomon, I think you can appreciate if somebody have apprehension for a character like that. That is not to say you've done anything wrong, but for a church member to raise apprehension about a character like that, I think you appreciate that one. Yeah. So that is what they want you to address to them.
Yeah, actually, just what I've already said, like with the meeting, all the things that were said to me, I didn't have any problem with it. The only problem I had was I saw some way, some things that I didn't like. Not what we were discussing, not what was said to me, but some behaviors which did not click with me. That is it.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
The only thing that we need from our pastor, he should listen to, not all the time, but he should listen to us. Sometimes he doesn't, we tell him something that pastor, you don't listen sometimes to us.
Can you mention one?
Uh, yeah, like the music. Okay, let's start from the music.
Okay.
And music, I'm suffering from one ear already, so yeah. Yeah, so good at the age now. So please, yeah, you know the music. Like you said, another one, the second thing again that we're getting too small in the church. We need, yeah. Again, what can we do? We need another place? Yeah. There are not many again.
I will encourage that we finish with this issue, and if there's other things concerning, ourselves, how to go about certain things, we can find another forum and deal with it. Yeah. There's a saying in my place that, driver ants, those
Yeah.
small ants,
The red ants.
some of them are red, some of them are black. There's a saying in my place that when you accidentally fall among them and they start coming to your body, you don't stand in the midst of them and try to clear, you run away. So after you've gone out of them, then you can start taking the rest of them in you. So right now, we want to get out from whatever transpired. And if there are things that we need to, resolve, we can do that. All that I want is that we can have this thing over and done with and put it behind us. And everybody assuring each other that we're going to be each other's brother's keeper, and love each other. And I like what Pastor said, that it's not against you discussing something that you don't understand. And I'm sure what he has said, we have already spoken about it. Just let us all be a bit sensitive and give honor to whom honor is due, give respect to whom respect is due, and that will help to bring everything to a point that will be a blessing to all of us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Pastor, okay.
Hold on one second. Are you done, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say something, and the way I see the whole thing, like for me, I see that the good that I wanted to do, it has become a problem. Let me put it like that. What I was trying to do concerning about the church, like I explained before, and I see it that it's not going well. I was told also that because of me also, people also want to leave the church.
Hold on one second, Sandra. Hold on one second before
Okay.
you go on. Let me try to steer this a little bit. Our purpose here is not begin to point out what this one has done wrong, what that one has done wrong. Our purpose is to deal with the situation, get over and put it behind.
Okay.
So I don't want anybody to personalize anything.
Okay.
It's about all of us.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who brought up what.
Okay.
And let me just, I had this in mind the moment I heard all these things. I look beyond individual people. And I want you also to understand, all of you, this thing is an attack on the church.
Yep.
Not you, not you, not you, not you. So if we don't see it from that angle, we'll make a lot of mistakes. What happened? It's not you. It's not Pastor Eden. It's not anybody. It's an attack on the church. Okay. So now what the enemy wants us to do is to kind of divide and conquer. All right. But if we look at it that, hey, this is a frontal attack against all of us, then it doesn't matter how whatever came in. All that we need to stand is to stand as a team and say, look, we're going to fight this together. So I beg all of you, nobody should personalize anything. Because, you see, whatever the enemy does, he will do in several ways, but if you lose sight of the bigger picture, then he's happy. Because all that the devil wants us to see, start pointing fingers. It's her, it's him, it's it. Then he's free, then he just squeeze in, and then that's what he wants to do. So please, all of us, the attack is on the church.
Yeah. Pastor, what I want to say when I was saying that I want to stop. I'm done with church revival.
No, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't want
I
you
can
to
see my
say
mind.
that to me here.
Okay.
Okay.
You are,
No,
you are,
hold on,
okay.
hold on.
Okay, sir.
I don't want you to say that to me here. And you have to go home, pray about it, take your time in a good atmosphere. Let me just say this. Every believer, every Christian that has given their life to Jesus, you are not bound to any particular church. Are you understanding me? It's a God-given right. You can choose any fellowship you want to go to. No minister, no prophet, no pastor has the right to tie you to a particular fellowship. It's your God-given right. And I will not take that from anybody. As a matter of fact, I've made this statement many places. Let's say if I have a branch of Acts Revival in Helmont, and I go to Helmont on weekend, and I don't have anywhere to go to church, and there's Acts Revival Church there, there is another ministry there, and something is going wrong in Acts Revival Church in Helmont, I will not go to fellowship there. I hope you are following what I'm saying. Because I am not, the blood of Jesus did not bind me together with a denomination. Okay, so I always want to make that clear to everybody. When you come to a church, it's your choice. And it is what you get there that keeps you there, and you know this is where God has called me. So nobody should feel obligated that by all means I have to be in A or be in B. That is why it's a decision you take prayerfully. Okay? It's a decision you take prayerfully, and you decide, this is where I want to be. And so that's why I'm just trying to prompt you, take your time, go home, pray about it, brood over it, let the dust settle, and then you take a decision. But not when, something has happened. No, you don't make decisions like that. I'm encouraging you today, Sandra.
Yeah.
Okay? Right now, like I said, the attack is on the church. So, in fact, my whole mind of coming this weekend is not, I don't see you as individuals. I see what the enemy is doing in the spiritual realm. That's where my focus is. Okay? So, I don't want anybody to personalize anything. Let us see it as such. Any other thing, we can take our time, pray over it, and then, listen, I'm a product of Redeemed Christian Church of God. That's where I got born again. That is where I was called. That is where I was trained. But God did not call me to be a minister at Redeemed. In fact, when I left Redeemed, my general overseer was not happy about it. Look at Redeemed now. If I was in Redeemed today, I may be like the assistant general overseer. But that is not what moves me. It is what God has called me that I want to be. And up to now, to the glory of God, anytime Adeboye comes to Den Haag, if I'm here, there's nothing he wants to do, he doesn't want to include me. Even if I'm not around, he'll call around. Where is Seth? Because relationship is very important. I'm not a minister in Redeemed Christian Church of God, but I have a relationship with them. As a matter of fact, Acts Revival started Redeemed in Holland. The first time Adeboye came to Den Haag, I had already come 15 years earlier, and Pastor Lowe didn't know anybody here. So when he heard that Adeboye is my senior pastor, he approached me. And it was with Acts Revival Choir. We went to the central station in Den Haag. That is where we started Redeem for them in Den Haag. I started Redeem in Ghana. And look at Redeem today. You know, but because God has not called me to be part of it physically, I'm free. Though anytime if there's something, they can call me. So the point I'm trying to make is this: you have the right. And let nobody take that right away from you. Make a decision, know where you're going. When I left Redeem, I know how much I suffered. Because every month I was being paid from Lagos when I was in Ghana. But when I stopped, the salary was not coming anymore. But because I was 100% sure that is not where God wanted me to be, I was okay with it. So, but you make a decision prayerfully, thoughtfully, quietly, with a calm situation, and then you go for it.
Okay.
But let nobody take that right away from you. It's your God-given right. I say it again. Any pastor that will tell you, come to my church and my church is the best, run away from that pastor. I'm speaking as a pastor too. It's your right. Let nobody take that away from you. But then you take that decision prayerfully, thoughtfully, and calmly. All right?
Yep.
Good. So any other thing we want to hear about, don't want to hear about that one. Okay. Yes. Anybody else?
You have already, because I wanted to say something very similar to what you just said, but you have already said the answer, so.
Yeah. That is it, yes. And after all, none of us here are enemies. We have only one enemy. Who is he? Ah. The Bible says we should be as wise as serpents and as harmless as doves. Because the devil can come in like an angel of light. And we are not ignorant of his devices. So our eyes should be open to know when he's attacking. I pray with all my heart that as you go home and you pray, God will give you a bigger picture of the fight in the spiritual realm. It's not about you. No. Don't make that mistake. Satan is waging a war. And let me tell you something. Perhaps you have no idea. This church, Acts Revival Church, yes, of course, when you go to heaven, you will not find Acts Revival Church there because there are no denomination there. But I say to the glory of God, about 90% of people that have been with Acts, even an ordinary usher, is more than a pastor in some churches. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. It's not because it's the best church and there's nothing like a best church in the world. But the grace of God, the things people have learned. There's a brother that used to help with praises in Den Haag. He's now in Italy. His wife is in Holland and he's planning to move over to Holland. His church is begging him in Italy. Brother John. And this brother, excuse me to say, he wasn't even an usher. People ask him, what kind of Bible school did you attend? They beg him. He's not being treated like a pope where he is in Italy. Okay, and I say to the glory of God, it is because of what they have learned. And I was going to Ghana one time at Skipo when I met, I don't know, Pastor Solomon, I don't know if you remember this, a long time, Brother Bismarck and the wife, Araba. I met them, I had not seen them for like 15 years since they left Spain. So I was at the Skipo, and they were also coming from to Skipo to Ghana, and we met there. So I was somewhere and somebody came and tapped me. And then they made me embarrassed. The people that I was with, hey, this man, God bless you, Pastor. In Skipo, God bless you, Pastor. What? He said, Pastor, you don't know what God has used you for in my life. And the testimony are so many. There are times I'm a human being, I feel discouraged. I feel so discouraged that after I have invested my life and my time in people's life, they stab me at the back. I feel so low. But when I see people like that and I hear testimonies like that, it makes me, oh God, all is not lost. It gives me the joy that, okay, I may not be perfect, but maybe I did something right somewhere if it has become a blessing. Okay, so I can assure you that this is a church that is based upon nothing but the Word of God. But on the other hand, anybody is free to make a decision for themselves where to go. And the devil is not happy. The devil is not happy. In Den Haag, Acts Revival was, I think, the second African-led, or let me say Ghanaian-led church that came to Den Haag. When I came to Den Haag first, there are people who are pastors today. Their wives were prostitutes. And the pastors were pimps. They were pimping their wives. But today, they are pastors. Why? Because by the grace of God, they all came and they saw the light. So that is my joy. So, but at the same time, I will not tie anybody because it is your God-given right to make a decision where you want to go and fellowship. But I just want you to know that what is going on is beyond you. It's a spiritual war. There's a fight in the spirit. And I will appreciate it if you look at it in that way and pray for us and for the church. When we had a problem in Den Haag, I think I told you, Pastor Solomon, where we were before at Benkost. You remember that place? When I came from the UK, I went to prayer meeting. Then we used to have prayer meeting on Wednesday. I stood there. Nobody had come there. And I started asking myself, why am I even wasting my time? That's the way I was thinking. Because people I fasted for, I invested my time for, I tell you, I don't want to sound like I feel disappointed, no. Because of this church, I have no pension in Holland. I've been here 30 years. Everything of mine have been into this church, into people's life. One time somebody was saying, Pastor said, when would you start living for yourself? Are you hearing what I'm saying? When would you start living for yourself? And I said, what? He said, look at, you're running all over the place because you want to serve people. At the end, look at what they do to you. But my joy is that it is God who called me. Okay? So I don't bother. Of course, as a human being, sometimes when people talk, you tend to, listen to them a bit. But in the spiritual realm, you said, okay, God knows what He's doing. I was sharing with Pastor Solomon yesterday. Just yesterday in the morning, somebody called me from Ghana and we were talking about something along this line. Out of the blue, a pastor friend I knew in Amsterdam, I had not seen in a long time, he called me and he just started telling me, Pastor said, I just want you to know, if I had money, I would put you on the broadcasting of the whole world. Why? Because every morning, the kind of messages you send to me, I don't know what to say, but I want you to understand something. Some of you, God has made you like the foundation of a building. Nobody sees the foundation of a building. Do you see it? But if you remove the foundation, what happens? Everything will collapse. Oh, how that word blessed my heart. So he was saying, you may not be seen by people everywhere, but God knows where He has put you. And don't forget, he added this, God always starts rewarding from the last. All right? So, what is going on now is a spiritual matter. And if you don't get anything from our meeting today, get this from me, please. It's not about you. It's something seriously going on. Because the devil knows how many people's life has been transformed through this ministry. And this church has suffered too much in Enschede. Too much. If grandma will allow me, I'll say 3 much. Okay? But it's not a personal thing, it's a spiritual thing because the devil knows that if the going is going fine, people's life will be touched. As I told you,